Hey, look, training camp will be here before you know it, but we got some more work before we get there. And we've seen in the past the tight ends are up to something per usual. This weekend, Niners star George Kittle and the fellows will host their 5th edition of Tight End University. We're waiting for the invite. I just want to be there. Just saying, Zach and I both.
Yeah.
It's an event that has grown over the years, to be honest. It's a spot for most of the game's top tight ends that have been performing. And speaking of performance, we all know, and we're no stranger to Stone Cold Kittle. You see it right there. Jumped on the scene back in 2017 and didn't look back since then. The resume has been stacking. 2-time first-team All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, not to mention secured the bag, 4-year extension in San Francisco. Now the highest-paid tight end, AAV. Look, the numbers don't lie on the field either. 4 1,000-yard seasons under his belt, which ranked 5th in NFL history. I say all of that because the man is here with us here on the Morning Buzz. George Kittle, we appreciate your time to talk about, of course, Tight End University. But I want to go back here when it all started with you, Greg Olsen, and Travis Kelce. Kind of came up with this idea 5 years ago. What was the goal and why did you see the need?
Well, first, thanks for having me on, and what a fantastic intro. I appreciate that. And watching you guys do all the highlights was actually an absolute hoot. I haven't watched that in a minute, so you guys crushed it. You did not lose me as a viewer, I will say. That was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved it.
George.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. But let's see, Tight End U. So I train in Nashville, Tennessee. There's like 8 to 10 tight ends that train down there, and just by chance. And in 2020, we were playing the Seattle Seahawks. It was Greg Olsen's last, I think it was his last game. He was about to retire. And I was just like, hey, man, like, would you want to come down to Nashville, like, just, like, work out with us for a week, like, give us some tips, things like just to help us take another step in our career? And he was like, yeah, but, like, let's invite a couple other guys. And then we also have the same marketing company, Rubicon Sports. And so we're like, hey, well, we could get them involved, get a couple sponsors, pay for everybody to come down. We can have some fun with it. And then next thing we know, we asked Travis, we're like, hey, would you have any interest in doing this? We're going to have, like, 20, 25 guys. And he was like, oh, dude, it's an opportunity to hang out with the boys. I'm in, which was pretty fun. And then out of nowhere, we had like 50 guys sign up the first year. People were like DMing me, they're DMing Travis, hey, can we come to Tight End U? Can we come to Tight End U? So it became a little bit bigger of an event. We hosted at a high school our first year. And the second year, we kind of opened it up a little bit wider to basically everybody on an active roster. And we had over 80 guys the second year. And then it's kind of been, 75 to 85 guys the last couple of years. This year, I think we have over 85. We holding it at Vanderbilt University, bring all the boys in together, hang out, have fun, learn some stuff, and drink a couple beers.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean,
can I go?
I mean, sign us up. I mean, look, there's no eligibility to play here, but to see that, how it's grown from, like you said, a text group from 20 to 80 the second year to now 85 and probably even more than that.
Yep.
How has it involved, not just the numbers there, but also the camaraderie? I know it's like a big brother and opportunity for you guys to come together when you don't have that throughout the season.
One of my biggest goals of the thing is, like, I want to take young guys and give them an opportunity and a platform to talk to guys who have been established. I mean, like, how many times is a potential guy who's just trying to make practice squad, a guy who's, his rookie season, he's just trying to make the team, and he gets to sit next to Dallas Goedert, he gets to sit next to TJ Hawkinson while people are presenting and ask them questions and pick their brain. They get to go on the field, and then, you have a rookie going through cone drills with Travis Kelce. You have another 7th-year guy going with, a guy from the Dolphins, a guy from the Bears. It's just that you bring these guys together, and the fun thing about tight end is, well, we're all competitive. We all want to be, we all want to be really good players. We all want to win a lot of football games. When you can kind of just share some knowledge about, like, technique, why you're thinking the way that you're thinking things, I think it just helps guys, gives them a better opportunity to make the team in camp. Because one thing I will say is, like, the tight end room, when you have 3 tight ends on a roster or 4 tight ends on a roster, that last roster spot, you're competing against not just the tight ends, you're competing against the linebackers, the DBs, the D-line for that extra special team spot at the very least. So we can give these guys an extra opportunity to learn and maybe give them a step ahead of the next guy in another room. Hey, who knows? The team might carry 4 active tight ends or maybe even 5. You never know. And so these guys are just trying to make the team, and we're trying to help them out best as we can and, kind of build that brotherhood.
Speaking of some of those young guys, I'm not sure they're going to be there, but Colson, Loveland, and Tyler Warren, some of the big names that came out, of course, in this year's draft. What stands out to you about them and what they can do at the next level?
Well, besides Warren just being a moosive human being, goodness gracious, dude's a stallion just running down the field. I think my thing with young tight ends, if you put them in a system and you make it easy on them, like don't ask the entire world out of them and just like throw the heck out of the football to them, make it a little bit simple on them, don't ask them to do everything. It's a way for them to really grow fast. Like Brock Bowers is a fantastic tight end. He balled out last year. He had a ton of targets, ton of yards, touchdowns, the whole shebang. But like, I feel like, I haven't really talked about it, but like watching from the outside, they didn't ask him to do everything. They targeted him when they got him targeted. He made the plays after that. And if you can just like put him in a tight end friendly offense, let the guys go to work, that's how you build that confidence. That's how you can kind of start off becoming a good tight end early on in your career. So those guys have an opportunity. I just hope it's on the coaches to force feed them the football and make it easy on them.
Look, George, you've been one of the great ones for a long time since coming in the league 2017. I know last year was a down year for you guys, 6-11 when it comes to San Francisco. A lot of changes this year, no Debo there, but the organization has rewarded yourself, Brock Purdy, Fred Warner. We're finally happy those deals have gotten through because it's breaking news around here. But in your mind, where's this team heading into 2025?
Where's this team headed at 2025? I would say we have pretty lofty expectations. We always do. We understand that we lost some really key players. I'm aware of that. Alfunga, Dre Greenlaw, Hargrave, Charvarius Ward, one of my favorite teammates I've had. Debo, one of my favorite teammates. Aaron Banks went to Green Bay. We lost some guys, and that is obvious. We're aware of that. But I feel like in the way we signed guys in free agency, the way that we drafted, we targeted those holes that we lost. And I'm not going to say we're going to replace, all pro players, Pro Bowl players immediately. But I think we drafted really, really well. And being in OTAs the entire time, we had like 99%, of the team was there for the entire OTAs, which is pretty sticky to build that team chemistry. And I think what our goal is our offense needs to play at a really high level. We brought back basically everybody, which is pretty fun. And, when you have Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Trent Williams, makes me pretty excited to play football. I will say that. You can throw me in there too with Kyle Juszczyk. We're decent as well. Our defense, anytime you have Fred Bosa, Nick Warner, I'll be pretty excited about that as well. Obviously we have some spots to fill over there, but, the way that we do training camp, I think Coach Shanahan will have those young guys ready to go.
Real quick, George, before I let you go here, I know there's history with you and Travis, of course, meeting in the Super Bowl and obviously with this camp here. What is the bromance like? We don't really get a chance to see you guys together that often, so what is that chemistry like?
Oh, dude, I love Travis. One of my favorite people. Couldn't be a nicer person. He's always treated me with the most respect, the most kindness. Anytime that we get together, we have a fantastic time. We both call Greg Olsen Dad, just for fun, because he's the biggest dad. He's the biggest coach of all time. You should see him out in the field at tight end U. He literally he coaches us like we're Pee Wee football players. It's hilarious. And everybody just wants to listen to him. So he's a fantastic human being. And he just happens to also be a fantastic football player. So love hanging out with him. It's always great to see him for this like kind of block before the season starts, where we kind of all just, throw a couple Bud Lights back, enjoy ourselves. Spray with some Old Spice, smell pretty good, get some more sponsors in there somehow, and, just overall enjoy our week.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to see it, of course. We always look forward to social media to see the clips and everything. Enjoy yourself, and can't wait to see all the stuff from this weekend. Take care.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Hey, look, when it comes to everything NFL, I guarantee the fellas will be dialing in on the Push and the Pile. Cal Long and Mike Wren. I don't think they got invited to Nashville for tight end U.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
We're probably closer to getting an invite than they are right now.
Maybe Taylor got invited. We'll see what happens.
He likes
here.
the buzz.
Wherever you get those pods, just dial in and load it up.